So now let's do the last part of the project, which is adding effects and automation. And first what we're going to do is we're going to add reverb onto just part of the drum drops measures here. On the very last measure we're going to add it. So the way to do this is first of all to go onto the track in mixer view. We've gone from edit view here to mixer view. I'm selected on here, drop drums, and I click this little disclosure triangle. It shows us our inserts. Hit plus. I'm going to hit this here, mix verb. It gives me this thing here. I go to the defaults and select recital hall because it's just some big fat reverb, and listen to what it sounds like without it and with it. Okay, so now we have that on there, but I don't want to have it on the whole way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually take the mix and listen to this. It's saying like how much of this is mixed in. Right now I have 0. If I put it all the way here, way too much. So what I'm going to really do is I'm going to click on mix, right click on it, and hit edit mix automation. Now it shows this lane here, and if I click onto the line with my mouse, it gives me little points that I can drag up and down the volume of the mix. So I want to start it off at nothing, so I'm going to click and just drag this down to 0%. Okay, so now when I play it, you hear nothing. But the end here, I'm going to click another one, and I'm going to drag it up. So now from here to the end, it's going to go up to having a mix of 50%. Probably a bit much, but let's listen to that. So it gets a reverb effect right here. Then it's dry again at the beginning. Cool. Let's zoom back out. Now we have the prop effect. We want that. Cool. Let's look at the next thing we need. Let's close that up. So add delay effect to the clav track with ping pong, around 30% mix and under 80% feedback. Let's see what that is. So delay effect to the clav track. I'm going to go to actually clav and solo that. It sounds like this. I'm going to expand it, hit insert, and hit beat delay. I'm going to put ping pong all the way on. On width here, I just set it to ping pong. It's going to go back and forth in the speakers. Feedback determines how much it keeps on entering the same sound into itself. If you do this, it'll keep on echoing, never stop. So you don't fully want 100% feedback. It'll never stop. It'll just keep on building until it just fills the entire track and you can't hear anything. So probably something like 30-40% is bad, is okay. Same thing with mix. Mix is how much do you hear the echoes? How much do you hear these delayed reiterations of the sound? Now they're just as loud as the original. We don't want that. Here, nothing, almost. You barely hear it. Turn it up to about 30%. Now the repeats are nice and softer than the previous one, and they decay slowly. So it's good sound. I can make these of different lengths too for the beats. Look what happens if I make them longer here. It takes longer for the whole thing to repeat. I'm gonna put it at 4 here. Cool. Let's listen to what the difference is with and without it. Without it. With it. Has much more depth that way. Right? And here's it with the drums together. Cool. Now we need to add a gate effect to the strings patch from the presence. And we also need to add a reverb. I'm saying this because we don't have a ton of effects going along with the free version of things. Let's listen to how it sounds by itself. It's fine. Could be better though. So what we can do with this is we can add some of the effects that this entire sampler has built in. Not the global ones from Studio One, but this module itself, the Presence XT, has its own stuff. So let's go to FXB first of all and hit this thing called Gator. Not an alligator, but something that closes and opens a gate. Basically, it shuts and opens a gate that controls the loudness of audio. So if it's doing that and shutting the loudness off, it has the effect of making a sudden stop of sound. Let's listen to what that sounds like here. Each of these places where there's nothing in there represents a place where the gate is shut. So if we listen to it now, here's how it sounds like if I cut them all off. So it's shut off for all these different individual steps. Now if I put it in stereo like this, I think I'm actually going to make the make it a little bit longer there. If I put it in stereo, it'll actually let me divide it left and right in the speakers. Might be a little bit annoying to have that. Let's just keep it at that. It's also going to sound a lot deeper just if we add reverberation to it. So let's go to FXA and hit reverb. Here's without, and here's with it. Dry and then wet with reverb. It comes out a lot more that way. Of course, there's other effects you can put on here too. You can put distortion, panning effect. Now the whole thing together. So we might want to change the volume down of these things, some of these things now to, I'm going to take everything and kind of lower it down. Okay, so now we have no sound, it's too loud over here. And I'm going to first just bring the drums up. Then I want the melody to be there. It's actually move each of them down a little bit. So that should be good. I've selected these things, moved everything down so that the overall mix doesn't get too loud in here. I've also put a compressor on it so that it tamps things down if you get too loud. And that's about it. Now I'm going to take the whole thing, export it, and upload it as usual to this location here.